Let's delve into the aquatic world to get well acquainted with an interesting and highly unique marine being, seahorses.
First fact about seahorses. They are the only animal species on Earth in which the male bears the unborn young.
Be it skewered, skewbald, or smooth seahorses, they all have prehensile tails which they wrap around stable objects to anchor themselves. Seahorses are terrible swimmers, being one of the slowest swimming fish known. They swim in an upright position using their dorsal fin. Named aptly for their horse-like profile, seahorses aren't horses, but fish. Seahorses can change their colors and even their patterns to camouflage and avoid predators.
Want to talk about botanists? Seahorses endeavor an internal fertilization, and the female passes her eggs into the male's brood pouch, where the eggs are fertilized.
Full adult size differs largely between different seahorse species. They can reach a size from 1.5 centimeters to 35.5 centimeters. One spectacular part of seahorses is their eyes. Their eyes work independently on either side of their head, which means they can look forward and backward at the same time. Yes, seahorses do have teeth and fins. They possess a total of 50 to 100 teeth.
Believe it or not, seahorses are monogamous life mates and travel holding each other's tail.
Seahorses have a specialized feeding mechanism known as elastic recoil feeding, where they can consume their prey in as little as a millisecond.
A seahorse eats primarily plankton and tiny crustaceans.
Comprising 32% of their total body weight, seahorses have an unusually high amount of body fat for fish.
Despite being ocean inhabitants, seahorses are poor swimmers and easily die of exhaustion in stormy seas.
The dwarf seahorse, measuring just an inch long, is the slowest swimmer, with a top speed of about 5 feet per hour. Seahorses prefer to swim in pairs, with their tails linked together.
The seahorses' swim bladders allow them to control their buoyancy and hover in the water.
Although seahorses are fish, they do not have scales. Instead, they have a thin layer of skin stretched over bony plates arranged in rings throughout their body.
Seahorses can consume up to 3,000 or more brine shrimp per day. They continuously feed due to their lack of a stomach.
During courtship, which takes several days, seahorse couples dance with each other, changing colors and even performing somersaults. The seahorse's eyes can move independently of one another, all the better to scan the water for food and predators.
Seahorses are carnivorous creatures and use their long snouts for feeding by sucking up their food.
Speaking of babies, after a gestation period of 14 days to 4 weeks, a male seahorse may give birth to 50 to 1,500 babies at one time. Seahorses have a lifespan ranging from 1 to 5 years in the wild. Human activity, however, often shortens their lifespan.
Seahorses have an incredible ability to camouflage, which they use primarily to avoid predators and sometimes to stalk prey. Translating to fusion jaws, seahorses belong to the family Syngnathidae. This is due to their characteristic jaws, which aren't separate, but fused to form a long, pipe-like snout.
Seahorse habitats include seagrass beds, coral reefs, estuaries, and mangroves.
Seahorses are found in temperate and tropical waters throughout the world. And final fact, seahorses are relatively poor swimmers and cannot travel great distances quickly, often falling victim to the current.